Well, it's that time again, that time between Disney eras when we think about what Disney movie would have been our favorite had we been born just decades sooner. On my channel, I am reviewing every feature-length animated Disney movie in order, learning from those Disney movies along the way. And it turns out there's a lot to learn. We're also ranking them, if I didn't mention that before. We're ranking them by 5 different criteria: storyline, music, animation, character, and technology. Or as I like to call it, the SMACT system. As we go through all of these different Disney movies, I want you to play along also. Here is a list of every Disney movie you can pick from, which means every movie that was made before 1968. I want you to tell me which 10 are your favorites. Comment your list below. So let's jump in. These are my list of the best Disney movies released before 1968. Number 10, Alice in Wonderland. I don't think that it would have been possible to have gotten more creative than Alice in Wonderland in the 1950s. Also, Alice's story has a bunch of different ways that you can interpret it, and I love that in any story. Number 9, Peter Pan. Peter Pan is also interpreted by me as a dream sequence, but it's more about Wendy. It's also a discussion of societal roles. It's a great movie, and it holds up better in my adult brain than it did when I was still a kid. Number 8, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. The only movie from the wartime shorts to make this list, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, is a very great story, and I love it very much. I'm amazed at how good the animation is in this movie. I was also surprised by how well written the characters were. If you've never watched this movie, I say that you should check it out. Just don't watch it with children. Number 7, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book has a better story than it has animation. Although even the animation isn't particularly bad by a long stretch. However, I love the family dynamic between Baloo and Bagheera. It's also a great story of a group of non-traditional parents, and I think it's a worthy tale. You should definitely go watch it. Number 6, Snow White. I am not a huge fan of Snow White, but its impact on society and animation at large is absolutely impossible to deny. The real clincher for Snow White's importance is how much it moved the film industry forward in the creation of simply one animated feature film. It's an incredible movie, even if it's not one of my personal favorites. And I'm trying to rank these as objectively as I possibly can, so that's why this has made the list, not because I love it. Number 5, 101 Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians is the opposite of The Jungle Book. The animation is the best part of 101 Dalmatians. I love the contemporary, sketchy look of this piece. This is how, in my opinion anyway, you incorporate new technologies into your storytelling. You gotta make it look intentional. I love this movie for more than just its animation, but its animation is definitely its selling point. Number 4, Pinocchio. Pinocchio is the enduring tale of a father's love for his child. It illustrates the literal depths a parent will go to see that his child is safe and secure. I love this movie for that reason. It's a dark fairy tale that I just can't get enough of. Number 3, Cinderella. Cinderella may be my personal favorite on this list. The bigger problem with Cinderella to me is those dang mice. And yes, I know the mice were Walt's idea and they worked well for the time, but they just do not hold up well at all today. Cinderella has strong music and a great storyline, even though that storyline is interrupted by horribly annoying mice constantly. And it has breathtaking romantic animation that I absolutely adore. I can't speak highly enough of Cinderella, but there were 2 other movies that I think objectively were better. I mean, again, I'm trying to rank these as fairly as possible and without my own opinions. Of course, a few opinions slip out anyway. Lady and the Tramp is one of the most visually stunning movies I have ever seen, and the voice work for the animals is spot on. The movie itself has very, very low stakes, But each point in the movie always feels tension-filled because I think by this point the writers for Disney had really perfected kind of a formula, and that makes this film very enjoyable for me. Number 1, Bambi. Bambi is strikingly beautiful. I can't think of one moment when the animals looked out of place from the rest of the animation. The entire runtime is filled with gravitas, and the movie feels incredibly real because of that. Bambi is probably not my personal favorite, but I completely agree that it is objectively the best Disney movie released before 1968, that is. Let's just hope they don't try to make this into a live-action Disney movie also, because just like Lion King, it wouldn't be live-action anyway. Thank you for hanging out today with me. Like, subscribe, and definitely comment. Like I said before, here's a list of every Disney movie that you can choose from. Choose the ones that are your favorite, and I want to see what your favorites out of these movies that were made before 1968 are down below in the comments. Pick your top 10 and plop them down there. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Like, subscribe, and comment, and definitely hit that bell so that as we get into the Bronze Age, you can follow along with us, or with me, as I rank and critique each of those Disney movies also. I can't wait to talk to you guys more in the comments, and I'll see you later.